Camelot it ain't. Page 6 regrets to report that a press dinner to boost Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s presidential campaign devolved into a foul bout of screaming and polemic farting on Tuesday night. The White House hopeful attended the affair at Tony's on the Upper East Side, no doubt hoping to impress on the ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate his worthiness to sit at the very same Oval Office desk once occupied by his late uncle. But a shouting match over climate change broke out between two boisterous old men, sending the evening down an extremely unfortunate path. The gaseous exchange, to which page 6 bore reluctant witness, began after a guest asked Kennedy, founder of ecological organization Waterkeeper Alliance, about the environment. And it seems that the mere inquiry was enough to set off apparently drunk gossip columnist turned flack Doug DeChert, the host of the event, who became enraged and screamed at the top of his lungs, the climate hoax. Meanwhile, octogenarian art critic Anthony Hatton Guest, who appeared to have been sleeping happily for most of the dinner, was roused by the abrupt rumpus. Hatton Guest suddenly opened his eyes and denounced his longtime pal DeChert, calling him a miserable blob. "Shut up," implored Hatton Guest. DeChert continued to scream wildly about the climate change scam while Hatton Guest peppered him with verbal volleys from across the table, calling him variously F-seeking, insane, and insignificant. RFK Jr., meanwhile, a prospective president of the United States, watched calmly on. Here, it seems, DeChert sensed the need for a new rhetorical tack and let rip a loud, prolonged fart while yelling, as if to underscore his point, "I'm farting." The room, which included a handful of journalists as well as RFK Jr.'s campaign manager, former Rep. Dennis Kucinich, was stunned, seemingly unsure about whether DeChert was farting at Hatton Guest personally or at the very notion of global warming. The candidate maintained a steady composure in the face of the crisis. Another attendee attempted optimistically to change the subject, telling Kennedy how much she admired his father, the tragic Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. Sadly, and somewhat inexplicably, another guest brought things back to climate change, leading to another round of yelling. We're told DeChert and Hatton Guest have known each other for 3 decades. DeChert told us when asked to comment about his outburst the next day, "I apologize for using my flatulence as a medium of public commentary in your presence." But the beer-fueled sex rocket, who picked up the tab for the evening as its host, was unapologetic about his views, telling us that he has zero tolerance for the climate hoax scam nonsense in any venue that I am personally funding.